of your RF transmitter into your USB port. Then, after installing the software and installing the necessary drivers for the RF transmitter, double-click the rfpins.exe or the main software file for the RF pins. If you get an error, such as COM4 not available, all that means is that you haven't properly set up your COM port or the USB port that your RF transmitter is connected to. This is very simple to fix. Hit OK. The first thing we have to do is change the COM port or the USB serial port that the program is talking to. Hit Settings, single click it, and select the COM port of your RF transmitter. If you do not know your COM port, it's very easy to find out. Click Start, right click My Computer, click Properties, go into the Hardware tab, click Device Manager, and now in Device Manager you're going to see all the devices and all the USB devices that are connected to your computer. Go into the ports and you'll see over here a USB serial port. This is your RF transmitter. As you see over here on my computer, the USB serial port is COM4. Now we can close the Hardware Manager. So we know our COM port is COM4. I'm selecting COM4 and clicking OK. Before we actually program which boxes go where and what colors the pins light up, we have to choose the song that we're syncing to. I'm going to choose whatever song I want. I'm going to choose We Will Rock You. Now the way I chose my song, as you saw before, was to click the change song thing and then click We Will Rock You, or any song file you want. It could be newmail.wav or it can be Queen. So I'm going to click We Will Rock You, just a past example. I can stop the song, I can rewind the song, I can play it, all using these buttons over here, which are very clearly labeled. In order for the light up pins to be a certain color during a song, you just drag a box over that timeline of the song, that part of the song, and set the color you want. So right now, it should be red. That means that pin 1, the top layer, is going to be red. And if I hit play, pin 1 will turn to red at the same time as the music is playing. But what if I want it to be a different color? What if I want it to be green during that time? So that's very simple. You double click change color, then double click the box you want to change the color of. In this case I want it to change this one, and set the color you want. I want it to be yellow, and then click select. So as you can see, the box is now yellow, which means during that time of the song, pin 1 top layer is going to be yellow. And I could change the color for the bottom layer as well. All I have to do is double click change color, then double click the bottom layer. It could be this one, it could be this one, and then I can set it to be whatever color I want. So I changed it to red, and now it's red. Another cool trick with the boxes is that you can actually drag them around. So you can put the blue there, green there, bring it over here, bring it over here, and during the song, wherever the gray timeline over here is, and whatever box it's covering, that's the color of the pin's going to be. And so that means, in this case right now, the timeline's right here. So in pin 1, the top layer will be blue, and the bottom layer will be green. And you can set it to be anything. You can move it around, you can put it in any order you like. After that, you can add more boxes. Just double click the add. Now, the add button is going to add a box to whatever layer you're currently working on. And the way you know what layer you're currently working on is whichever layer has the red and blue stripes on them. So as you can see over here, I have red crosshatch with blue vertical lines, so that means I'm working on 1 in the top layer. But if I want to be working on 1 in the bottom layer, I just have to double click here. Or if I wanted to be working on 3 on the top layer, I just double click over here and I can work it. Or I can use 3 on the bottom one. So I added a box over here. I can add as many boxes as I want, and I can change the color of these boxes, make them red, make them purple, and again I can move them all around. And to delete boxes, all I have to do is double click delete and delete the box I wanted to delete. It's just by double clicking. And now the minimum boxes that you're allowed to have at a time is 3. You can't have less than 3. You can have up to 100,000 boxes per line, but the minimum is 3. So don't try deleting 3 or else you'll get an error. Or it just won't let you delete it. Now you can move them all around, and as you can see right now they're at a fixed width. So to make them wider, all I have to do is hit resize, double click resize, and double click the box I want to resize. So I'm going to resize this box. Use the right and left arrow keys to shrink it, and use the up and down arrow keys to make it wider. So right now I'm just playing with the arrow keys, making it wider, making it skinnier. And if I want to move the boxes without dragging and dropping, sometimes you want more precise control, just double click the move button and double click the box you want to move. In this case I want to move this box. So I'm double clicking it, and I'm using the right and left arrow keys to move it around precisely where I want it. So if I want it to be right over here, I can have it pretty accurately and I don't have to drag it over there. And again, the timeline over here shows where you are in the song, as well as the song position over here shows that this gray line over here is right now at 4.5 seconds into the song. If I hit play, you can see as the timeline is moving, the song position changes. So right now at this point in the song, it's almost 13 seconds, and pin 1, top layer, will be purple, and the bottom layer will just be off. So if I want the bottom layer to be red, let's say, I'll just move this red block over here. So the bottom layer will be red and the top layer will be purple. And to use the music, again, you can rewind, play, pause, fast forward, doesn't really matter. And you have a total of 13 pins that are all controlled at the same time. So if you want to go to the second page, just hit page down and you'll see there are more pins and more pins. And all these pins are acting at the exact same time. So let's say at this point in the song right here, I'm going to pause it right here. So at 5.5 seconds into the song, I want every single pin to be green. So you can see right now they're all green. What if I want them all to be purple? So I'm going to hit change color, and I'm going to change every single box to be purple. I just hit select, and I can pick any shade of purple I want. I'm just picking random shades. And I can keep on doing this for every single pin I want. I just have to go up or down and select every single one. And all these pins, every single color you see here is going to be in real time with every single pin. And if you want more pins or less pins to show, just go into settings, juggling pins, and select the number of pins you want and hit OK. The problem over there, an error I had, was that I disconnected the USB drive, but if your USB RF transmitter is still connected, you won't get that error. Another cool feature is that you're actually able to save your layout, so you can continue working on it later. You can add boxes. You can see here I'm just adding a bunch of boxes just so you can remember the layout. I'm changing the colors, make it red, white, and blue. So just remember this layout, and now I'm going to hit save by double clicking the save button, and I'm going to save it in my documents as demonstration. I'm going to hit save. Make sure to hit save. And I want to replace it. Now I can close the program